Hey, this is Monday, October the 6th, homework help for Show Me the Money. If you look at number 1, you had a choice, any 4 out of the top 5 you wanted to do. I'm going to look at 2 of those 5 with you now. One of those is problem number 1. We have 1/3 times x minus 4 is equal to 3/4 times x plus 1. Well, here we have 2 fractions, so my denominators are 3 and 12. If you just multiply them together, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 will be a common denominator. So what I want to do is I want to take everything on this inside and I want to multiply it by 12. I want to take everything on the other side and also multiply it by 12. And you can do this on your calculator at home too. You don't have to have the graphing calculator. So if that's the case, 12, what I have to do now is my derivative property. So 12 times 1/3. 12 times 1/3 on your calculator should give you 4x, because it had the x there. So 4x. And then 12 times -4. So 12 times -4 gives me -48. That is equal to. Now I want to do everything on the other side times 12, because I want to keep it balanced. Whatever you do to one side, do to the other. So 12 times 3/4. I'll wait for you to do it on a calculator. You can do it on a regular calculator if you need to. 3 divided by 4 times 12. That should give you 9x. And 12 times 1 is 12. Now again, now this is my new problem. 4x, or 4 times x minus 48 is equal to 9 times x plus 12. I can move whichever number I want to move. But my test strategy is you're trying to solve for the x. So I want to get the x's together first. It's going to be easier to move the smaller x to the bigger one. So I have 4x and I have 9x. So 4 is definitely smaller, so I want to move the 4 first. So if there are 4x's there, I want to take those 4x's away. So I want to subtract 4x. If you do it to one side, I want to do it to the other side. I'm drawing a line to say, okay, that was the only thing I did. Now I'm going to read it from left to right. Here, 4x minus x, 4x, goes away. It is now gone. The only thing left I have now is not just 48, but it was -48. So I have -48. And then I have is equal to, so I'm going to bring my equals down, 9x minus 4x. 9 minus 4 is 5x. And then I have left on the end here is my plus 12. That's it. -48 is equal to 5 times x plus 12. Well, I'm trying to get that x by itself, and 5 is x's best friend. So the only other thing over there with the x is the -12. I mean, the adding 12. So instead of adding 12, I want to subtract 12. If I do it to one side, I'm going to come over here and do it to the other side. Reading it from left to right again, so -48 and now -12. 12 more negatives. That's going to give me -60. Is equal to, on the other side of that, I have 5x, or 5 times x. And the 2 12s went away. They're now gone. They canceled each other out. So now I have -60 is equal to 5 times x. The opposite of multiplying by 5 is I want to divide by 5. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. So negative 60 divided by 5, do it on your calculator. Negative 60 divided by 5 is negative 12. Negative 12 and 5 divided by 5 multiplied by 5 went away is equal to x. So negative 12 is equal to x. Okay, that was my answer for the first one. Now you can go back and plug it in to check it. So you would have 1/3 times 12 minus negative 12 minus 4 is equal to 3/4 times negative 12 plus 1. Okay. For time's sake, I'm going to go ahead and look at problem number 4. Now, how is this problem different from the first one? Now, this one already has parentheses. So that means I have to distribute this first one first. So I have to do 6 times n. 6 times n is 6n, or 6 times n again. That's my hippity. Now I got to do my hoppities. So 6 times 2 is 12. So 6n plus 12. Now I've already distributed that. Now I'm going to bring down the rest of the problem the way it is. So in the beginning we had negative 4 times n minus 8. Now I can move whatever I want to move. However, if our goal is to solve for that n, I might want to get the n's together first. I want to move the smaller one to the bigger one and be easier, even though I can move anything I want. Well, if this is negative 4n and this is 6n, your negatives are smaller. So what's the opposite of negative 4n? I want to add 4n, or 4 times n. If I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other side. Draw my line. Okay. Start from left to right. I can easily see that negative 4n, positive 4n, they're going to cancel each other out. They are now gone. What I'm left with right here is negative 8. So I'm going to bring it down. Negative 8. Negative 8 is equal to, go back up to the right, 6 plus 4n. 6n plus 4n makes 10 times n plus 12. Again, I'm trying to solve for that n, so I got to get the n by itself. So I don't even care about this side over here. The negative 8's all alone already. Boo-hoo. Okay, 10 is n's best friend, so I don't want to get rid of the 10 first. I want to get rid of this plus 12. What's the opposite of adding 12? Subtract 12. If I do it to one side, do it to the other side. I'm going to go from left to right. So I have negative 8 and I have 12 more negatives. Just add them together, keep the sign. So that's going to give me negative 20. Negative 20 is equal to 10 times n. And 12 plus negative 12, they're going to cancel each other out. Now it's gone. So now I have 10 times something is equal to negative 20. The opposite of multiplying by 10 is to divide by 10. If I do it to one side, do it to the other side. So negative 20 divided by 10 is negative 2. Is equal to 10 divided by 10 has gone away. It leaves me with n. So n is equal to negative 2. Don't forget to take the time to go back and plug it in and see what you get. If I go back and plug it in, I have negative 4 times negative 2 minus 8 is equal to 6 times negative 2 plus 2. Put it in your calculator and begin to solve it. If I do that, negative 4 times negative 2, negative times a negative is a positive 8. 8 minus 8. And over here, I have 6 times negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Well, 8 minus 8 is 0. And 6 minus 0 is 0. 0 is equal to 0, so I did get it right, of negative 2. I hope this helps for your homework. Again, you only had to pick 4 problems out of the 5. Now, I've already done 2 for you, 2 on your own. If you want to do the third one, that's awesome. Your test is Wednesday.